Going into this NBA season, there was one player in particular that I felt really good about. The overall consensus on him had dropped from its peak more than 2 years ago, but something in my gut told me the 7-foot Finnish sniper, Lauri Markkanen, was going to have a bounce-back season. Lauri was drafted with the 7th pick in the 2017 draft, a pick that was actually made by Minnesota but was immediately traded to the Bulls as part of the Jimmy Butler trade. Lauri was an interesting young player who definitely showed a lot of promise in Chicago during his first 4 seasons, but the Bulls were bad and never more than the 11th seed in his time there. He was then part of a 3-team deal where he got moved to the Cavaliers, signing a 4-year, $67 million contract, but only playing 1 season with the team before getting traded to the Jazz as part of the Donovan Mitchell package. And 2022-2023 proved to be Lauri's breakout season. He shot up from averaging 15 points a game over his first 5 seasons to 25.6 on almost 50-40-90 splits. And yes, I'm rounding up a bit, but it was literally 49.9% from the field, 39.1% from 3, and 87% from the line. He was named an All-Star and won Most Improved Player. And while the Jazz have not been even a play-in team in any of the past 3 seasons, they did have a +1 relative offensive rating, and Lauri was improving the team by 6.2 points on offense and 4.6 points on defense during his breakout year. Unfortunately, since 22-23, Lauri has stagnated. The following season, he improved the Jazz's offense by another 2 points per 100 possessions, but had slightly smaller numbers with slightly less overall efficiency. Still definitively the best player on the team, but combined with missing 27 games during the season, it wasn't enough to earn him an All-Star nod, and it certainly wasn't better than what he did the previous year. And then last season, Lauri had his worst stretch since arriving in Utah. The team won a franchise-low 17 games. He played a career-low 47 games, dealing with a variety of issues from the back to the knee to the groin. His scoring also dropped from 24.4 points over the previous 2 seasons down to just 19 points per game. And his shot attempts went down to the lowest they had been since his 1 year in Cleveland, while his field goal and 3-point percentage dropped a significant amount as well. He was still improving the team's offense by 3.6 points, but for the first time in his Jazz tenure, Lauri didn't lead the team in win shares, box plus minus, or VORP. What was once an insatiable market for this oversized power forward that shot the shit out of the ball and could be an ideal fit in almost any situation due to his game being almost entirely off ball, suddenly wasn't as popping. Don't get me wrong, Lauri Markkanen has been a consistent name in all sorts of trade rumors since getting to Utah, but the rumor mill definitely hasn't been as active. Despite the grim outcome of last season, I knew deep in my soul that Lauri was better than what we were seeing, that his All-Star Most Improved Player season wasn't some fluke. So even though he had faded from the public's conscious a bit, I was holding on firm to my shares of Markkanen stock. And here we are, 15 games into the season, and Lauri isn't just looking like an All-Star again, he's looking like an All-NBA member. Averaging 29.9 points, 6.1 rebounds, and 1.1 steals on 48.5% from the field, just shy of 39% from 3 on over 9 attempts per game, and a hair under 90% from the line. He's already had 8 30-point games and 3 40-point games, including a 51-point bomb in an overtime win against the Suns. And look, the Jazz are the 11th seed still. It's not like they're a playoff team all of a sudden, especially not in this tough of a West, but they've definitely been a lot more competitive than most thought. There's this phenomena I've observed so far this season where teams massively underestimate the Jazz and get jumped in the first quarter or half because they weren't ready for them. And in fact, the Jazz have led after the first quarter in 9 of their first 15 games. Now, ultimately they're 5-10, so teams are adjusting and getting themselves back into the game before winning it most times, but it does say something that they've been able to get ahead early so often this season. One of the main reasons the Jazz have been more competitive is Keyonte George, who's taken a pretty big leap. He's up to almost 23 points per game and 7 assists. His mid-range game has also expanded quite a bit. I'm not going to go into it too much because this video is about Lauri and the Jazz still aren't that good, so I don't feel the need to say too much about every little thing, but I'm a lot higher on George after the way I've been seeing him play this season. As for Lauri, he's 7th in scoring, looking better than ever. I wouldn't be surprised if the Jazz did end up trading him before the season is over. Danny Ainge and the rest of ownership have been pretty stingy about the offers they've even been willing to consider trading Markkanen for, and after he hit a slump, it felt even more like they wouldn't be moving off of him, but he's played himself back into being the most valuable he's ever been as an asset, and if the Jazz believe in their youth core and developing that, they could probably get a pretty damn nice haul for Lauri. He's in the first year of a pretty big contract, earning roughly $48 million over the next few seasons and $53 million in the 28-29 campaign. But if a team already has their primary ball handler, then that could still be a really good price for someone of Lauri's talents. As I mentioned, he's an elite off-ball player with a movement shooting, backdoor cuts, screen actions, and play finishing at the rim. Out of the 18 players scoring at least 25 points per game this season, Lauri's usage rate of 24.6% is the lowest, and for most by a considerable margin. And that's while he's also averaging the lowest amount of turnovers per game out of all 18. Of course, this is directly because of the lack of on-ball creation Lauri takes part in. He also averages 2.1 assists, which is the lowest mark out of all 18, so obviously I'm comparing him to guys who have a lot more responsibilities and take more risks with the ball. But I don't think that nullifies the point that he's still an incredibly efficient offensive player, because regardless, he's averaging 30 on 63% true shooting. Overall, I'm just super happy to see Lauri's got his mojo back. He's a super fun player to watch, and now that he's back to the level he showed he could be at and beyond, I'd love to see him in a winning context and what that looks like in the postseason. For now, we'll have to wait. The Jazz really enjoy him dropping 30 balls while they lose about 65% of their games. But either way, he makes the team a more exciting experience to watch, and that's worth something. Okay, that's going to do it for this one. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Sorry for no video last week. Hell, I'm hoping I can get this one out. I've been dealing with a lot of computer problems, especially since I've gotten back into doing these videos and editing. It's a strain on the old rig, probably the end of the era to be honest, but nonetheless, I'm going to do my best to stay consistent. I did in the meantime write a pretty long piece chronicling the whole rise and fall of Ja Morant, the off-court issues, the mounting injuries, the way this season is panning out, and his whole attitude towards the whole thing. I put a good amount of effort into it, so I'd really appreciate if anyone who has 10 to 15 minutes and the ability to read checks it out. Other than that, let me know what you think of Lauri's bounce back and how the Jazz have been looking so far this season. I'd love to discuss it further. Check me out on Twitter and Medium, TikTok too. That's going to do it for now. Stay safe and see you in the next one.